Thanks, guys. We start with a Fox News alert. A controversial budget deal clears a critical hurdle in the Senate, though top Republican lawmakers remain divided over supporting it. Welcome to HQ. I'm Allison Camerata.
I'm Bill Hemmer. Good day. It's described as bipartisan. Faces one more vote before it can go to the president's desk. And Chief Congressional Correspondent Mike Emanuel is live on the Hill watching all of that. Mike, where are we now? Good day.
Bill, good afternoon. 67 votes in the United States Senate, so it cleared the critical 60-vote threshold with a cushion, thanks to 12 Republicans joining with Democrats to pass this bipartisan deal. Senator Patty Murray, the Democrat from the Senate who negotiated the deal with Congressman Paul Ryan, notes it's a compromise and says she didn't get everything she wanted.
I was very disappointed we weren't able to close a single wasteful tax loophole that benefits the wealthiest Americans or biggest corporations. I'd hoped we could extend critical support for workers who are fighting to get back on the job. And I was very disappointed that Republicans refused to allow that to be part of this deal.
Missouri Republican Senator Roy Blunt voted yes today and sent this tweet: "There's no reason to block an up or down vote on the budget agreement, but I will vote no on final passage. There will likely be others who thought the bipartisan compromise should be discussed, but they don't support the actual legislation." One key lawmaker who voted no today was Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell.
While I appreciate the challenges that House and Senate negotiators faced in crafting these budgetary guidelines, I voted against this legislation because, in my view, Congress should continue to adhere to the fiscal restraints that both parties agreed to under the Budget Control Act.
Now it just needs a simple majority to be passed the Senate and sent to the president's desk. Bottom line, those facing tough re-elections and others can peel off, and they'll still have plenty to get that simple majority.
All right, Mike, thanks. Mike Emanuel, best name in television around Christmas time.
So true.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Mr. Emanuel. Right on, you too. Allie?
Well, this budget deal is the first real bipartisan agreement lawmakers have reached in years. Its supporters say it's also a big step towards avoiding more political dysfunction and government shutdowns. Its critics disagree. What does Byron York think? He's the chief political correspondent at the Washington Examiner and a Fox News contributor. Hey, Byron.
Hi, Allison.
So it sounds like, I mean, the way Mike Emanuel just laid it out, there's something in here to hate for everyone.
Well, there is, but this is really about Republicans not wanting to repeat the government shutdown. I mean, that's what it was about. That's what Paul Ryan was very specifically doing when he crafted this bill in the House with Patty Murray, the Democratic senator. And that's what a lot of the Republicans who supported this in the Senate say now. So it's all about avoiding the pain and the damage to the Republican brand that came after that government shutdown.
Yes, and Paul Ryan has been very vocal about saying that this is a compromise deal that Republicans are going to have to live with. He said, quote, "In divided government, you don't always get what you want." But obviously not all Republicans agree with him. There are some that have really dug in their heels and say that this goes too far in terms of compromise.
You know, I think when you look at this vote in the Senate as well as the one in the House, you see a pretty good picture of the divisions that are inside the Republican Party. In the Senate, you had there 45 Republicans. You had 33 of them vote against cloture for this bill today. You had 12 of them vote for it. In the House, I think there's 232 Republicans, and about 170 of them voted for it. About 60 of them voted against it. Those are the divisions, and you'll find those groups lining up against each other when it comes to Obamacare and the shutdown and all sorts of other issues. It's a divided party.
Is the main Republican beef with it that $85 billion over 10 years just doesn't go far enough?
Well, I think it's a little bigger than that. A lot of Republicans felt that the only thing that was really holding down federal spending were these spending cut agreements, these caps in the Budget Control Act, the so-called sequestration. And they felt that those sequestration caps are the only thing that's led to an actual decline in federal spending, not a decline in the rate of increase, but an actual decline in federal spending. And that's because of that sequestration. And they said, once you open that up, once you get rid of those caps, it'll happen again, and pretty soon we'll be back into our big spending ways.
So is this bill going to see final passage?
Absolutely. It's a done deal, and you know, it could happen today, it could happen tomorrow. It's definitely going to happen by the time everybody goes home for the holidays.
Okay, Byron York, thanks so much for explaining it to us. Great to see you.
Thank you, Allison.